If you guys watched yesterday's video, you'll know that it was rainy and miserable all day. Today's absolutely beautiful. Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, as you can see, some of the vendors are packed up, ready to pull out. Some of them are completely gone already. Like usual, we are sticking around to see what kind of sales we can get today. I'm hoping, there's a small part of me that's hoping that because the weather was so bad yesterday and very few people came out, that just maybe some people stuck around will come out today because the weather is gorgeous. I mean, this is gorgeous right now. It's probably mid to low 70s, light breeze, perfectly sunny. You couldn't be any happier with the weather than right now. But reality is, a lot of people probably left yesterday or even Friday night because they saw the forecast. It wouldn't surprise me. But, you know, we're here to get what we can get, so we're going to get what we can get. So as of right now, we've still got a little bit over an hour before we actually open this morning. I'm getting ready to whip out my iPad and go through some emails and whatnot while I'm drinking my coffee. But before we do, I want to call out some idiocy for a moment. Yeah, I'm going to step on the soapbox and talk about something we don't normally talk about on this channel, but we're not really going to talk about what we don't normally talk about, but we're going to talk about why we don't talk about it. Does that make any sense? Just hang out. All right, guys, so we are, man, almost 5 years in on this channel. And the whole premise of this channel is going to show you guys what it's like to live this lifestyle, what it's like to get in the truck and drive from rally to rally, set it up, spend our time at the rally, you know, earning our living, and then packing it all up and driving away again. And I know that we've got off into some other things, like, you know, working on stuff in the shop, and then we got into the homestead stuff, and I get that, right? But this channel is about motorcycles, and it's about the people that we interact with and the people that we see out here. People in the motorcycle industry. That's pretty much 99% of what it is. And I love that. But there are two things that I really don't ever touch on topics here. And one is religion, and the other is politics. And don't think that I don't have my religious views or I don't have my political views. It's just not what this channel is about. So I keep it out of here, right? But a couple of weeks ago, I made a video, and I titled that video, Servicing the President's Motorcycle, right? And I was just, you know, in the scope of being silly, I was having a little bit of fun with it because I'm the vice president of my homeowners association, and the president of my homeowners association also rides a Harley. And he asked me before I went out of town if I could go ahead and take care of the service on his bike so that for the season it's ready to go when I'm going to be gone. I said, sure, of course I will, Ralph. So just being funny, when they elected me to be vice president, jokingly, I kept calling him Mr. President all the time, whatever, right? Just being silly, guys, right? Well, that video had nothing to do with politics. Absolutely nothing. It was all about servicing a 2016 Street Glide. Man, I changed the oil, we bled the brakes. We even worked on a dirt bike in that video a little bit, you know, carburetor clean and stuff like that. No politics were discussed whatsoever. And yes, out of silliness, on the thumbnail for the video, I put a picture of Donald Trump and Mike Pence standing next to a couple Harley Davidsons because it was silly, right? At no point in the video did I talk about Donald Trump. No part in the video did I talk about Biden or anybody else. At no point in the video did I talk about politics whatsoever. We talked about servicing a motorcycle. Well, some asswagon, yeah, I'm going to call you an asswagon if you're still watching, because I don't care. I'm going to read it to you, but I'll throw it up on screen too. It is from @Ladubos1656, right? So his comment on that video was, so this extremely intelligent and thoughtful person started out by saying, no longer a subscriber, comma, bye, exclamation point. very, very sincere. And then there's some little clappy hand, slappy hand emoji there that, I'll be honest, I don't even know what the hell it means. But it says, not a fan of Trump or his policies. Even though it's not his motorcycle, hope you continue to do well in your business. So basically, he's bailing on my channel, which I presume if he was subscribed to start with, that he liked something about the channel, right? He enjoyed what he was seeing on the channel. And because I didn't talk about Trump in this video, or politics, or his policies, now he doesn't like me because of Trump. I never even said I was for Trump. Never said I was against Trump. Never said anything about all that. So here's my reply to him. This video wasn't about Trump or politics at all. It was about servicing a motorcycle. It's crazy how ridiculous some Trump haters are. And, you know, I gotta say, I stand by that. I know that some people don't like Trump and some people do like Trump. And I think it's insane that your hatred for a man that you don't even know, most likely, would go that far that you would stop watching a YouTube channel that you like because you perceived some kind of pro-Trump propaganda out of a video that had nothing to do with Trump other than a silly thumbnail in there, because I was talking about the president. I wasn't talking about Trump. Whoever was president at the time is whoever's picture would have been there most likely. Yeah, just stupid. Anyway, let's move on and have a good day. All right, guys, so if you like what we're doing on this channel, if you like seeing the whole vendor life, you know, travel around to these rallies and working on motorcycles and the people involved and everything else, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you're thankful that we don't talk about politics or religion on this channel, you know, subscribe, send it to a family or friend or whatever, you know, kind of help the channel grow and all that good stuff. But for now, Alan and I are going to get these curtains not rolled up, but because it rained so hard yesterday, the curtains are wet. So we're going to kind of drape them out someplace where they can drip dry in the sun before we actually open, so that we're not rolling them up wet and then putting them away today, because today is teardown day. By the end of the day, all this will be packed back up into the trailer, and I don't want to put them away wet because I don't want to get all moldy and musty smelling by the time we get to Myrtle Beach. All right, guys, so before we get open, we came over here to Wide Open Customs. Alan did a thing yesterday, and he bought a fairing for his Road King, and I think it's a really cool fairing, and I wanted to share it with y'all. So you guys know I've had the Wide Open Customs fairing on my bike for 7, 8, probably 8 or 9 years now, and I've absolutely loved it. If you got a Road King and you want a windshield and you want a fairing to give you wind protection and you also want some audio, it is a great option. They make probably the best one on the market that I can tell. But they got this new style that came out with a couple years ago, and it actually looks similar to a Road Glide fairing, but it still only has the single headlight. I just think it is super, super cool. So here from the front, you can see the 4-speaker system, the double-din Sony stereo, Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff in there. All we got to do now is match the paint, and it'll look super sweet on his CVO Road King.
Ben with Wide Open Custom here. We just put this Road Glide style fairing on his Road King. It's kind of a cross between a Street Glide and a Road Glide. It's got the Road Glide look, but it turns like a Street Glide. Nobody in the industry has anything like this. What separates us from everybody else is we're a unibody fairing, completely sealed all the way around. So after you get it painted, you got the nice, smooth, clean line. Makes it a super strong unibody fairing. It also turns it into a big boom box, pushing all that jukebox right back at you. So not only do we look completely different than everybody else, we sound different. On this particular model, we put Clockworks windshields on them, Clockworks windshield trims. Only the best of the best goes on this fairing, and it is truly unique. Touchscreen, Sony touchscreen stereo, the customer wanted. We also have a single din option.
Sweet. Sounds good. Looks good, guys. One of the best fairings on the market. So it definitely looks a little weird from the inside when we do it like this, but that way all the curtains can drip dry instead of holding that water in the roll at the bottom. All right, guys, we got 4 bikes up on the lift, which is good to see on a Sunday morning, even if one of them is chips. But got 3 in. First thing. All right, guys, and just like that, they're all gone, except for Chip Spike. We're not expecting a huge amount of business today. You know, there was some hopes that because yesterday was a washout, some people would have stuck around and come out today, but it's not looking that way. So we're gonna go ahead and start packing up the non-essential things. We're doing our inventories. In fact, I think we got most of the inventory done. I think Katie and Amanda have a little bit of the Amsoil product left to get counted and get put back in their bins so that we can load them in the back of Goliath. But we're gonna stay functional. You guys that followed along, you know what we do here. We're gonna stay functional as long as we can, at least until noon. And if nothing significant happens between now and noon, we're just gonna call it. We're gonna pull the plug and put everything away. With any hopes, we'll be done before the sunset and be sitting on the beach at Sharkey's, having a good meal, laughing and having a good time, watching that beautiful sunset go down. All right, guys, the world's sexiest Darth Vader has just arrived.
Hello, hello.
Because it is May the 4th. Be with you.
All the way down. It was
it is about noon, and we've already started kind of packing some stuff in. We are still open. We've had a couple motorcycles come in. In fact, we've got one up on the lift right now that just arrived, but most of the shelves out here are empty. I've got batteries put away. I've got all the Let's Roll Lounge chairs put away. I'm in the process of taking down the actual awning as we speak. Hopefully we'll get this stuff done by around 4 o'clock. All right, guys, it is 2:15. Everything in the showroom is pretty much put away except for Katie's toolbox, a couple tables. We've got everything loaded up into the loft already as far as all of our displays go. Now we're getting ready to load the trailer lift with the other lifts and so on and so forth. Not too much longer. I don't think we'll be done. We decided that tonight we're going to leave this awning up because we're hanging out tomorrow. Gives us some shade tomorrow to park the bikes and just kind of hang out underneath. But we're going to get and pull the awning down for the trailer. That way it's a done deal. Flags will be done. All that's a done deal. But we're going to keep our little bit of sanctuary here for tomorrow because this sun is real down here. All right, guys, we've got just about everything put away except for the cooler and a couple small items. So we're starting to pull down the rear awning and we're almost done. It's 10 till 4. All right, guys, so we finally made it to Sharkey's, got everything torn down. You guys know we'd like to come here on the last day of the show to watch the sunset as we eat some really good seafood. And we're looking to have a really good time here tonight. Now, it was also my very first ride on Dr. Evil with the new bars, and I gotta say, I like it. The feeling you get when you're on the, like I said, you get a lot more feedback through the bars. It just makes you feel like you want to do bad things. Take that as you want, but it's like, it's a totally different feeling. Ooh, our table's ready. We gotta go.
I ain't got a dime, but I got my hands all I'm free. Need the shape of Georgia pine. That's all I want. Sweet tea, pecan pie, and homemade wine. Where the pictures go. And my house is not what you talk about. But it's filled with love, it's grown up the southern ground. With a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right.
All right, guys, after the beautiful sunset at Sharkey's and a wonderful dinner, we came out to the Marble Slab, that's what it's called. Yeah, Marble Slab Creamery here in Pier Park. And I got a red velvet milkshake. Look at that thing. Some good looking stuff. All right, guys, back here at Goliath after dinner and ice cream and a little walk through Pier Park. Now, Alan and I are just sitting here chilling, enjoying the evening. Girls are already inside resting or whatever. It's not too awfully late. I don't think it's but 10 o'clock or so. But all in all, you know, today was a fairly good day. I mean, it was a Sunday, which is never a great day here at this rally. But we were actually a little bit up on our sales for today as compared to this day last year. But it wasn't enough to make up for what we were down on the rain day yesterday. But it's okay. We weren't terribly far off of our mark. And yeah, we're going to survive just fine. Not a big deal. Back to the handlebar thing. Yes, I absolutely love the handlebars. And now that I had a chance to write a little bit more, even after we first started talking about it, it's a much better riding position. And those Moto grips from Thrash and Supply feel really good in your hands. I wasn't wearing any gloves tonight because we were just going a very short distance, but there's something very, very different about it. And I don't know if maybe something was off before, but like the throttle seems touchier. It seems more responsive. I don't know. I can't explain it. Just changing the handlebar shouldn't have anything to do with that, but it does. I was able to fix my clutch a little bit too because it was kind of tight on there, but I think that's much better. One thing I did notice that I'm going to have to address very soon is I noticed twice, once we left to go to Sharkey's, when I let off the throttle, if I loosen up on the bars or even let go of the bars, it kind of goes into a wobble, and it's never done that before. And you know, and that would kind of make sense if I had messed with those steering head bearings and not done the proper procedure to put that back together. But I did the proper procedure when I took the handlebars off the last time. I mean, that was months ago. That was back in December or something like that when we did that other handlebar upgrade, maybe January. I don't remember. It was the first video with the new painted, remodeled shop. So it was quite some time ago now. And I have not had an issue with it. This time I did not mess with that top clamp at all. All I did was unbolt the risers from it, bolt the risers back down. I never loosened up anything. I never adjusted anything. So it doesn't make sense that now it does it. A little puzzled on that, but the feel, you get a lot more feedback from the road. You definitely feel more in the bars. Yes, not as luxurious, but that's not what I'm going for. So it's absolutely perfect. I love the way it feels. I'm super happy with it. I'll definitely keep you guys posted as I get a little bit more miles on it. And Alan is super stoked about his new fairing on his motorcycle. First time he's got to ride his bike and like listen to real music and everything. Yeah. I know we only went out to dinner and back, but you're loving it, aren't you?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, just having the fairing to block the wind, that was money well spent. But just having the radio for the first time on a motorcycle, that's pretty cool too.
Awesome. All right, guys, for now, I guess we're going to end this video. We're pretty much done here in Panama City Beach. We are going to hang out here tomorrow. We may go for a little ride. We are actually doing a small repair on Goliath, just an air leak that I found we're trying to fix real quick before we hit the road again. And we're going to head to Myrtle Beach probably first thing Tuesday morning. Don't know if we're going to do a video tomorrow or not, but if not, you'll definitely get a video on the way to Myrtle. And of course, you know, Myrtle, we got 10 days there, so plenty of videos to come. Guys, remember, make sure to subscribe if you like this kind of content. No politics, no religion, just motorcycles and people and beautiful women and just good times, and sometimes even some breakdowns and other crap goes on. But anyway, guys, we'll catch you guys later. Until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.